Good morning, legends. Happy Thursday, happy last day of the month, and happy last market update for the week. We are most news events down for the week, but we do have one more today. We're going to get into that in this video. We're also going to talk about the price action from last night and what we see moving forward. Why do we talk about price action from the previous day? Because the previous day is the lesson that makes us better in the future. Before we get into it, I have a huge announcement from OKX. I only just found this out right before filming. In case you don't already know, OKX is my preferred exchange to trade on. You can spot trade, leverage trade, use earn features to earn a yield on your crypto. You can do all sorts of things on OKX. It is literally a one-stop shop. They have just increased their sign-up bonuses. It used to be up to $500 for new accounts. It is now up to $2,000 in sign-up bonuses for new accounts. All you need to do is head to the link in the description of this video, sign up a new OKX account, and follow the instructions from there. Up to $2,000 for a new account is a huge bonus. So enjoy that one, guys. And on that note, if you are new to this channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. As always, big shout out to the TTC tribe. We have been trading this range like a boss. As you can see here, right on this wick last night, we wicked into that 20,400 level in the first class tier of our Discord. We were talking about a squeeze right before that level. My prediction was we were going to hit 20.4, then drop again. And that is exactly what happened. So if you want to be on top of price action at all times, you got to get in the Discord. Just beware, it is the 30th of June today. You don't want to join until after the 1st of the month. Leave it till late on the 1st or even on the 2nd just to be safe, because Patreon will charge you at the time you sign up, and then they charge again on the 1st of every month. So just to be safe, this close to a new month, make sure you're joining after the 1st. The link is in the description of this video as well. Now let's get into this in a little bit more detail. On yesterday's video, if you did not catch it, at the time of filming, we were in this range right here, and we had identified 3 drops so far. In a nutshell, what I said to you was, consider this a reset. Don't assume just because we've had 3 drops that we are now going to reverse, because this isn't a typical week with so many news events. We anticipated that the Asian range would consolidate, and then we wanted to start watching around 2 a.m. New York time for the extension that would give us a hint of the next direction. Dropping down to the 15 minutes so that you can see it clearly, this dotted line right here was 2 a.m. New York, and you can see here right on schedule, we dropped out of the sideways range. Once we had dropped out of this range, down here up until about 19,700, we had really large long orders trying to hold price above around the 20k region. Above price up until the high of the day, we had very many short orders. There was an extremely large amount of short orders, especially at 20,400, which happened to line up with the high of the day and also the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. That is how I got the target for 20.4. But now we're in a complete reset. As I'm filming this, we are in the dead gap zone. This is the most manipulated point in the market. So we want to keep an eye on the price action, but we don't want to be trading off the price action within the dead gap zone. We really need to wait and see what happens when Asia opens. But usually in the dead gap zone, either the initial high of the day or the initial low of the day will be set. We won't know which one that is until Asia opens. So one of these 2 levels here, this could end up being the high for today, or this could end up being the low for today. Once Asia opens, within about 90 minutes, we will know which one that is. Now let's talk about this region right here. This was during the news event where Powell and Bailey were speaking, and the market just wasn't really reacting that much. So essentially, this was just a really wide range board meeting. And what we want to do in that situation is try to identify who is the market maker trying to induce into a position. When we mark out these 2 levels, we can then start to look at the wicks that drop below the lowest level and the wicks that push up above the highest level of the range. These wicks tell the story. So let's go back to this story, because traders could have identified this H pattern with a higher low and taken a long position. Those are the kind of traders that trade off support. Breakout traders would have seen price break above this level and opened a long position as well, because at some point in time, this candle would have looked like a very strong green candle that was breaking these previous candles here and would have looked like like it was going to head up to break the 50. So in anticipation, traders would have opened long positions here. Also, some traders would have opened short positions, but there's always two sides of the trade. Now they've got commitment for people in a long trade. So they bring price down here and they stop them all out, because traders who opened a long position here would have had their stop just below this wick here. And this wick stopped them out. That's how the market maker accumulated contracts, and that's why they were keeping it price in a range. At the same time, in stopping them out, this would have looked like a very big red candle. So breakout traders would have opened short positions here, not realizing that they're now trapped as well. And eventually the market maker brings price up, and this here liquidates traders who went short here. So when price is moving sideways and we say that the market maker is accumulating contracts, they're doing that by, first of all, inducing retail to take a position with these fast, sharp moves, then stopping them out and collecting their money. However, if you know the market maker method, we had a pretty good reversal signal here where we had this stop hunt here, we had this railroad track here, and combined they created a W formation. Then the W formation retest was here. That created a higher low. A W formation retest can come down as low as it likes as long as it creates a higher low. So that's a valid pattern. Your target being the 200 EMA. So there was an excellent scalp in this area right here for anyone who was live trading it, providing they know the market maker method, right? That's on a very short scale. So where are we at now? What we want to do initially is get an assessment of the leverage that is on the table. So let's turn to high block. And currently we have the delta to the shorts at 9 billion, and we have all of this liquidity down here. These are all open long positions still that are at risk if price were to continue to head down. And those are sitting down to around the 19,000 region is what we can see in the visible range at this point in time. We've got pretty large liquidity down here at 19,680 if the market makers wanted to send price down to liquidate more long positions. And then around 19.47 is another level. So let's round that up to around 19.5K. And then let's take a look at trading light to see what we've got going on in the order books. My lord, there are big orders here, both either side of price. So again, just squeezing price. Asia session has not opened, so this could definitely be price manipulation that we're looking at right now. 1.7K up here at 20,400. So that's still sitting there from last night. Maybe not all of these orders got picked up in that one wick into that level. Down below, 19,850 is the highest level of long positions. However, once Asia actually wakes up and starts the session, some of these may disappear, but we can see that there are long orders down to the 19.6 level, which was the high block liquidation level that we pointed out. This may just end up being today's range between 19.6 to 20.4 until we have the news event. So the news event that we have going on today is, again, this is Melbourne time. So 10:30 p.m. we have the core PCE price index. And then we have a day off Friday. So will this be the news that causes Bitcoin to break that 20K for a second time? That's what we need to be careful of today. It could also go completely the other way. It really depends on what comes out of that. So this is the area that we're dealing with for today. These are the Binance shorts at 20.4. Does not mean price is going to go up there. That is just the highest level. But there are many short orders below here that could stop the price getting all the way up there. This is just the highest range we want to pay attention to because it lines up with the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, which is also the 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. So it's a very key EMA. Below price, we now know that we have high block liquidations at around 19.6, and we also have trading light buy orders in their highest amount at 19.6. This area is also marked red because it's a previous market maker candle going back to this period here on the 19th of June. This was the candle in question here. Most of that candle got recovered in this price action here down to the wick of this candle. this is all that's left. If we break through that there really is nothing left until 18.9k, meaning if we fall through this level, there's not really a reason why we should stop until we get to this candle here, which gives us a level of around 18,880 to 18,720. Oh great, Asia has just opened. Let's see if we can get an idea before the end of this video of what is going on. Whilst we're giving that some time, let's take a look at the general market. Now, 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin does just show a range. Same for Ethereum as well. USDT dominance after selling off a little, looks like it's pushing up again. Dixie also pushing up again. Dixie was really flying during the event last night, whilst everything else basically held in a range. This was the NASDAQ, which just went sideways, and the S&P looks exactly the same as this. So whilst it's good that the NAS and the S&P are holding, they're holding under the 50, and that's not that great. So if Bitcoin were to have a chance, really want to see these break back above the 50 EMA. That's going to help crypto out. However, I am terribly bearish, I have to say, but I'm always open to whatever the price action gives me, and definitely looking to see if these areas here on ETH and Bitcoin hold. 10-year yield coming down, that's good. Markets don't have a chance whilst these are pushing up, so at least we have somewhat of a chance with this heading down. Need to see, however, do we hold this level here, because we may hold it and bounce again. If we do that, not going to be great for the market. All right, so Asia has opened looking like it wants to push price down. There's 3 minutes to go on the opening candle. It does look like it's making its way back to the previous level from the US session. This may prove to be the initial low of the day, however, so that's what I would be watching for, to see if this level here holds today, which is at around 19,920. Wicks below are fine, but if that can hold, then we want to see if we bounce with a W formation. It would still be very tricky longing that when we know we've got another news event tonight that is a market mover. And still at this point in time, I'm selling the rallies over buying the dips, unless a dip looks super juicy to me, like this setup that I explained at the start of this session. This was an amazing setup for a long scalp position. However, it was certainly not one worth holding on to. The short position that I took from up here is still open in the meantime. So whilst we are under the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, we are at risk of lower prices. Just be aware. If we break the 19,930, we're looking for the 19,600 next. If we can hold it, we may get a W formation. It is not the trade to take, in my opinion. You would wait for a W formation to break the 50 EMA, retest the 50 EMA, and only at that point there is your entry, because we are at that point in the market that if you're going to try and long anything, it needs to be a conservative entry. Unless you're highly skilled in this method, then go for it. But if you're still learning it, take the conservative entries only, and your target is going to be the 200 EMA. It's only going to be a short scalp at this point in time until a new trend has been proven. However, this is the unlikely setup in my opinion. Even though I'm going to be aware of it and watch out for it, it's not my favored setup for the day. But if price action shows me it wants to go up, then that's what we trade. So that's step one. If looking for a short position, I would not be shorting the break of this level. It's just not going to be a good enough risk to reward. What I would wait for instead is if we push up to that 200 EMA again, wherever that is at the time, and we get another candle that looks like this, a really big rejection, that's going to be a better entry for a short to hold down. Step one would be breaking this level, and step two is going to be the high block level at around 19.6. That's going to be the better trade of the day, but it may not come until US session or UK session, may not come for a while. It doesn't mean you can't take the other long scalp up to that level, but again, it comes down to your level of skill. So in summary, these are the two setup options for the day. Very quick look at ETH. These were the levels that were marked from yesterday's video. If you want to understand them better, be sure to go back and watch yesterday's video, but this was a previous market maker candle that has now been fully recovered, so we delete. ETH is currently currently really trying hard to fight to hold $1,000 level. Again, like Bitcoin, it's a beast. ETH wants to hold 1,000. Bitcoin wants to hold 20K. It's the economy that is working against us right now. So we need to be very, very careful, because come tonight, we may not have a choice and we may break down. The same target remains from yesterday's video. If we do break down, between 1,064 and 1,050 is the next level to look out for. For a move to the upside, we're also looking at the exact same thing here. So potential W formation, break the 50, retest the 50, long to the 200. Unlikely, but always watch out for it, because if everybody's bearish, we often push up. Looking at the heat map levels for Ethereum, we've got some really large orders again today. That 1110 is what's currently pushing price down. We've got buy orders at around 1,075, trying to keep us above the 1K level. The lowest large order of buys I can see is down here at 1,050, but we've got people down here hoping for 800 ETH, people down here hoping for 600 ETH. Wow, we've got people down here hoping for 510 ETH. We don't worry too much about these ones all this way down. These are basically dreamers. All we really want to pay attention to is what might be today's range. At the lowest level, looking at 1,050, look at this one that just opened up here, 21K at 1,080. That is huge. So that huge order is down here below the level that was set last night. Does look like price wants to break down below it now on this candle. The short orders are up here at the 50 EMA. So if you were to long, again, would not long the W, would only long the retest, because it has to get through these sell orders in order to have a chance of upside. So it needs to prove the strength to you, which is not there right now. What is there right now is very large orders just under the 50 EMA. You may be better off shorting from there, with 1,080 being the first level and then 1,060 being the second level. All right, guys, good luck out there. It is the weekend. Be prepared for trap moves tomorrow, designed to trap you into position for the entire weekend. If we do have a dramatic sell-off, it's probably going to continue into the weekend. Just be aware of that, because that's usually what happens if we have horrible price action on a Friday. I also believe that it is a long weekend in the US. Yes, it is. There is a bank holiday on Monday in the US. We will deal with that after the weekend. For now, we just want to really be paying attention to this core PCE tonight. This will be towards the end of the UK session into the opening of the US session. All right, guys, have the most amazing weekend. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like, subscribe. It's an amazing way to support the channel and it really helps me grow. Leave a comment down below. And don't forget about that OKX sign up bonus. It is huge. If you are looking for an exchange to trade on, you definitely want to be grabbing the link from the description of this video to get up to $2,000 in sign up bonuses. And also wait till after the 1st to join the Discord. We'll see you in there, and I'll see you on YouTube next week.